So, why is it that sometimes things feel worse before they get better? I might have an idea. Stay tuned, and I will share a little bit about some intuitive insights that I've received lately about chaos. Welcome back. My name's Angie. I'm your soul alignment mentor, and I am here to bring intuitive messages from my spirit team to you to help you align with your highest self. I also am a women's circle leader, and if you are looking for a soul tribe to join, you are welcome to get into my bio or the link below and come and join us in the women's circle. So, why do things feel chaotic sometimes right before things get better? And I think I might have a little bit of insight on that. And the interesting thing is most of the things that people learn in this life are through their own experiences normally. But this is something that has been kind of coming up for me recently as my spiritual gifts have continued to enhance and grow, and I have begun to open up to what I would say a higher frequency. And so as humans, we label things. We have a name for explaining things. And so for us, we talk about different layers and energy and frequency changes. And when you are in a spiritual awakening or you're healing anything, what happens is you are moving into a higher understanding and comprehension of who you really are. And we call that the awakening or higher consciousness or your higher self, or even maybe even Christ consciousness. And so as we shift into really the fifth dimension at this time, we may begin to see chaos happening. But you may have also felt chaos happening in your own life. And if you have been going through a spiritual awakening or a healing journey through your spiritual awakening, which if you're going through a spiritual awakening, I guarantee you that you've been healing as well, because it really is just hand in hand. Part of what is really hard about the awakening and ascension is the fact that we, at some point in our awakening, begin to uproot old systems that we have held on to really in this life and probably past lives before. And in many ways, many of us came into the earth during this time, and there's a lot of talk about starseeds and a lot of talk about people that are coming for the purpose of ascending or assisting a humanity in the ascension into the new earth and the higher dimension. And in that, people are waking up to this consciousness of the way old things have been and the way things will or should be or are going to be. And as somebody that channels spirit and gets intuitive messages about the ascension and new earth energy, I've been getting downloads, which I've been sharing a lot about this in a recent episodes, but I continue to get downloads on, I guess you would call them downloads. I think they're just insights that my spirit is allowing my mind to get. So a download, let me just stop with that, because you hear that message a lot and people might not understand what that means. So if you think of your brain as a computer and you think about how you have to download something new into your computer. Before your computer had the download, it was unable to do something that it had downloaded onto it. So if I am going to, I'll just use this example. I used to do photography and I needed to edit the photos after I took them, but my computer did not have a program to edit the photos. So I had to download a program onto my computer to edit the photos. And so in many ways, what awakening is and what downloads are is our mind pulling in information that already exists, but now we can use it to put out into the world something new. It's just like I'm taking a picture off of my camera. Like I go to take it, it's on my camera, I put it on my computer, and then I put it on the program to change it and present it in a new way to the people or persons that came to get the photos. And so there's a process that you have to go through to get to that point where you are able to present something in a new form. And that is what is happening with humanity right now in this awakening. And people are being kind of shoved into healing in some concept, especially in this awakening. And it feels confusing and it feels hard for those who are not in this ascension or awakening, because it feels threatening to their ego to see something happening outside of their programmed understanding. And so if we were to have, like, if computers could emotionally communicate with each other, one computer might not understand another computer and why it's functioning in the way it is when it's always functioned a certain way. And the reality of it is an old system has to be updated in order to bring in something new. And so that's what's happening with the new earth, is things are being updated in order to bring new into the earth, new ascension, new frequency, new understanding, and a higher consciousness of who we are. But in order for that to happen, things have to be broken down and made new, and that can sometimes cause chaos. And so when you are healing and you're going through your awakening and your ascension into a new earth energy, you're going to feel the chaos within your own body and your mind, because our body and our mind is what is fighting. It's not necessarily fighting. So let's say this in a different way. It is unfamiliar with the new energy. And so it has to learn and it has to be updated and upgraded to understand this higher dimension consciousness and the frequencies that are going to come from that awareness. Because when you have the old system, it will crash without the updates. And so this is what happens when we start our healing journey. And this is why there's a lot of people out there going through this now, but this is why people talk about how when you are healing, especially in the beginning stages of your awakening, where you're doing inner child work, where you are going back into your trauma, where you are facing your shadows and the things in your subconscious that you maybe haven't taken notice of before, and you're taking all the things that you once were, the identity that you had created from who you were programmed to be from birth, and you're breaking that down in order to build something new. I often get like tarot cards in my head when I'm talking, and so I'm thinking about the tower. And so you can't build a new tower where a tower already exists. You have to pull down that tower to build something new. And this is why we often have tower moments in our life, is to break down the old system so we can build something new. And so as we are going through this ascension, as we are going through this higher dimension and frequency change, it can feel chaotic. And the chaos can be what is causing us to heal. Because if you think about it, in your trauma, in the pain, all the things you have stored in your body, how was it created? It was created in chaos. I really doubt there was calm trauma, whether it appeared calm around you in the understanding of how you had to function in that because of what you went through or what you experienced at some point. the mind was never calm because the mind was continually protecting you from what was happening. And this has been going on for thousands of years, honestly. And so we're in a place right now on the earth in this new earth ascension where the old system's being reprogrammed and uprooted, and it feels chaotic and it feels different and it feels threatening to the ego. And so the more you ascend, the more you reprogram yourself, and the more you let go of the old ideas, the old identity of who you were, the more and more and more you're able to comprehend and move along more smoothly with the way things are shifting. In the old system, it's been fighting the new since the beginning, since it started, because once something is built, and it continues to build upon itself, it just becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. And at some point, if it is not working, it will crash or it will become outdated, just like a computer. Like you have to upgrade things and possibly get a new computer at some point to bring in new functions. And so in some ways, our bodies are actually becoming that. We're moving into a different function of what we are really meant to do. And people are feeling this inner pull to let go of old thinking, old beliefs, old mindset to step into something new. And many people are feeling this drive and this urgency to be and do what we as a human would call our purpose, our mission on the earth. And so as we are moving through the ascension, we're going to be drawn to different scenarios in our life where this is what we came to do. And so I want to share this because without the chaos, you have to really allow that to be part of your ascension and your healing, because you have to go back and reprogram the same functions to let them go. Like you can't just ignore them and push them to the side and think, okay, that will just go away. You have to actually get into the dirt and you have to dig it out and you have to spend time with it and you have to pull it out, and that feels chaotic. It's just like when you're going to go and plant a garden, you have to till the land, you have to bring up the roots of other things. You have to bring everything up in order to plant something new, or the old will choke out the new. And so this is what we're doing right now, is we're uprooting the old in order to grow new. But it's going to be chaotic in the meantime. Now, in the future, as we move through this ascension, as we continue to release this old, things will smooth out for us, of course. I hope. I don't hope. I know it will. But I think in our ego mind, it feels as if, okay, when is this going to happen? And this is where spirit continues to remind me, and I will share with you, that it is important to be in the now moment. It's important to stay present and grounded as you go through this process, because the more you worry about the future, the more you predict, the more you actually manifest that into your life. And the more you fight against it and you cause that anxiety in your mind. The only reason we have anxiety is because we are trying to predict something in the future instead of just aligning with what should be or what we desire and allowing it to attract to us. Because once the program is downloaded into us, all we have to do is plug into that part of our mind in that program and function in that way. The computer doesn't have to keep downloading the same program over and over. It just has to use what it has. And that's what we are moving into. And so I have quite a bit to share about this in what my guides or my spirit team have been telling me about the ascension and where we are kind of going in the very near future with this. And so I will share that in the next episode. But for now, I just want to share with you, if you are going through that healing process where you're feeling chaotic or you're feeling it's uncomfortable, it has to be. There has to be an uncomfortableness in order to push you towards healing, because if you're not uncomfortable, you won't do it. And that is why it feels chaotic. It's because spirit is actually assisting and helping you to move to that next frequency and comprehension and higher dimension thinking in order to release the old. And so it's revealing what it feels like inside of you, the chaos that you've held for a long time, in order to help you get there. And so, again, I offer my support to those who are working through this or are looking for guidance. And I encourage you to stay grounded and meditate daily. Until we talk again, I wish you all the best day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. I send you all the universal love.